What's going on, champs and champettes? It's FireMonkey here, and in today's YouTube video, we gotta talk about the update, or I guess 0.01 update that's going to be coming out on March 19th, which is going to give us a lot more content in the game right now, including new quests to earn free rewards, including pickaxes, XP, and all that glorious stuff, some more lore relating to one of the fan-favorite characters in Fortnite, and much, much more. So as you can see, as we're in the lobby here, it is because it's one of these type of videos, where if we click on the newsfeed, you can see right here that March 19th is the return of Midas, with a brand new skin that currently doesn't have a shop version or anything, so it's currently only an NPC, but there's a lot of interesting little things going on here. I mean, on the right side, for example, and even kind of on the left side, you can see a golden version of the Chain of Hades. Now, if you guys remember to my Floor is Lava video we recorded recently, the Chain of Hades is set to be enabled during Midas returns, and if you touch the lava while actually using the chain turns golden as well. So it is interesting to see that they're most likely going to be bringing out the Chain of Hades with the whole entire release of Midas and the whole entire Midas Returns questline on March 19th. Now, I know a newsfeed isn't a lot to go off of, which is why I actually have a lot of tweets and stuff actually pulled up here, and we will be going on a private server in a moment to showcase everything to you guys, including what the questline's going to be, what the free rewards are, and much, much more. So let's go ahead and show this off. Firstly, this right here is not currently set to be a free loading screen reward or anything, but it's another one of the promo assets for Midas returning on the 19th, and I think it is super duper cool. And the reason why they're using this specific location right here is because if we go over here and look at this tweet from Archer, this is an actual spot in the underworld that currently has a closed door. Once it gets opened on the 19th, we will actually see the door turned completely to gold, which you can kind of see right here in the beat up version of the door. You can also see two guards that have been goldified, you know, the Chain of Hades goldified as well. But what's important here is that we have a little bit of that chain right there, which is in the promo art assets, and we have a golden reboot card. Now, a lot of people originally thought that this was Midas's reboot card, but considering the fact that in this promo assets we see these two guys right here who got turned to gold, and as we see in the promo asset, you know, you got the chain right there, and then you got the actual chain right here. This might be one of the two guards' actual reboot cards instead of Midas's, considering the fact that when Midas turned someone to gold, he might have just touched that reboot card as well. Don't know how he would have saw it and turned that into gold as well. Now, a few other things that we actually noticed that are set to release during this as well is something that they accidentally put in the newsfeed early, which is golden chickens. Similar to the spring events of the past where chickens would lay eggs, these will lay golden eggs that when you actually consume, you'll get a little bit of health and shield, but you'll also get bars from them. And the actual newsfeed description is go for gold, collect golden eggs from golden chickens to earn golden bars. They accidentally put this in the newsfeed March 9th on update night, and it was never actually enabled, but it is something that should be enabled with the Midas land, you know, the return of Midas stuff that goes on the 19th. Another cool thing noticed by EFM over on Twitter was that Midas actually has a whole entire like ribcage skeleton underneath this armor, you know, the armor that he's actually wearing in this NPC version, which makes me wonder if we will ever even be able to see that, or if it's going to be something that they originally planned to use for something else and then just decided last minute, actually, maybe I don't want to. One thing I could think that actually would work here that would show the little ribcage and stuff going on is when you actually eliminate the Midas NPC, when he respawns and turns into that hologram, if you could see a little bit of like a ribcage skeleton through the actual armor in the hologram form. But currently we don't know what this is going to be for. It is very interesting to at the very least see existing on the player model anyways. And of course, you know, when the skin gets added in the future to actually be an item shop skin, there is a chance that, you know, maybe it's a style for him when he releases. And before we go over to the private server, like we were talking about with this little room, as you can see right here, this is what the room actually looks like right now. If you go over to the underworld, you can also see where to go in order to see it. It's basically right under where Hades is. So it is interesting to see how it goes from this little like locked form right here to being turned to gold, beaten up, and Midas just casually is like, you know what, I'm popping out of here with my drum gun, which is also another item that is set to come out with the Midas Returns event, being the drum gun, with Midas also having his own version of it. Now, we are over on the private server to go ahead and show you the second part of this video, which is all of the free rewards you'll be able to obtain by doing the Rise of Midas quest and the Midas Presents Floor is Lava bonus goals. So let's go ahead and dive into it. Now, we have a set of around 6 different rewards you're able to get entirely for free just by doing the quest. But to actually showcase this, we're going to put on Hades just so that the actual cosmetics will properly show up. Because if we use a skin like Midas right here, which is the actual version that we'll be seeing in game as an NPC, and we go over to try putting a back bling on it, typically, oh no, it actually works works perfectly fine. So I guess we'll just use Midas for this. Never mind, ignore me. But like I was saying, there's going to be 6 free rewards. So firstly, let's talk about the Floors Lava bonus goals. If we go over here into the actual bonus goals category, or I guess the emotes category, and we sort by sprays, we'll actually be able to see 2 of these different rewards. So for completing 3 of the Floors Lava bonus quests, you'll be able to earn the Lightning King spray right here entirely for free. For completing 6 of those quests, you'll actually be able to get the Zeus medallion spray for free as well. So it is interesting to see that Floors Lava kind of has this Zeus theme going on with that right there and that right there. And then for completing 12 quests from the Floors Lava category, you will actually be able to obtain the Gilded Vengeance pickaxe entirely for free. Now for some reason there's no sound currently coming out of my computer right now, so I'm going to try quickly fixing that for you guys. You should now have sound, but if we go ahead and swing this pickaxe for you, you can hear the, or I guess if you know the locker wants to not mess with us, you can hear the neat little hit animation going on there. And even if you like look at the glow, it has a nice little golden glow that actually goes with the pickaxe actually hitting the ground there. So it is pretty cool to see that in the game. And I used to main like the normal version of this pickaxe back in chapter 1 for a little bit of time, so that is interesting to see. But of course the 2 sprays are for 3 quests completed, 6 quests completed, and then the pickaxe is for 12. And then if we go over to the Rise of Midas quest, we actually have another spray reward. I know some people don't like sprays, but hey, you know, that's what they're going to do. So for completing 6 of the Rise of Midas quest, you'll unlock the Cerberus medallion spray right here. For completing 12 of the Rise of Midas quest, if we go over to Backblings, you'll actually be able to get the Rose of Adversary, or Adversary, or however you say that, as a free backbling as well, which has a description of beauty transformed by golden greed. It is a very unique backbling to actually see, and I'm going to be honest, it actually does kind of match to this Midas skin, so maybe that was the whole entire reason behind it. But you know, regardless of what it matches with, I can see this being used for combos with like Marigold or some of the other skins in the game, so it is nice to see. But that's for completing 12 Rise of Midas quest, and then for completing 18 Rise of Midas quest, you'll be able to get the Queen in Gold glider entirely for free. Now this is a reskin of the Jailbird glider, which is for skins like Rapscallion and all that stuff. However, you know, a free glider is nothing to complain about, so it is nice to see that we'll be getting something like this. However, it is one of the little gliders where you grab on it from the bottom, so no, you're not going to be surfing on top of the Marigold painting or anything like that, but that is for doing 18 Rise of Midas quest. So to actually showcase these quests to you guys, I have to actually pull up from my Twitter account a huge image because there's a lot of them. So let's go ahead, zoom into this so you can actually read it and talk about what these quests are. So for Midas Rises, or the Rise of Midas, you know, it has 2 different names. We have a lot of quests here. Now it does have different categories and everything, so we'll quickly just kind of, you know, go through these one by one. So for Midas Rises, your first quest is to collect bars. Collecting 200 bars gives you 10,000 XP, and that's pretty similar, you know, for all these quests down here. Second one is to investigate Midas's jail cell. Most likely what you'll have to do for this one is to actually hold E or whatever your interact button is on 3 different objects that have been turned to gold, which would be the reboot card, the Chain of Hades little piece that got broken off, and the actual door itself. But after doing that, you should get an easy 10,000 XP. Your third quest is to corroborate with Marigold and Midas's escape for another 10,000 XP. And your next quest is the Hidden Olympian boss with the Chain of Hades, which means that yes, they're going to be unvaulting it like day 1 once these quests go live. Next one is to damage players with the Chain of Hades or a Harbinger SMG, and that's to do a total of 750 damage. After that, you have to search 10 different chest or ammo boxes at the Marigold or hotspots. You have to deal 750 damage with SMGs, 750 damage with shotguns, 750 with assault rifles, 750 with snipers or DMRs, and then you have to use 3 bandages or small shield potions, and you have to eliminate players with epic rarity weapons or better 5 times. So, you know, a decent amount of quests. However, something I will mention is not all of these are going to be enabled day 1. They're going to slowly release over the course of around like 4 to 7 days, so you won't be able just to kind of hit them all out of the park day 1, get a ton of XP, and be on your way. We got Itu Brutus, which actually has a few quests here, such as hiring specialists in different matches, do that 3 times, purchasing from a Midas vending machine or service station, which actually has a new upgrade option called Golden Upgrade, which will make your weapon have the golden wrap applied to it, aka the gold effect that Midas puts on every weapon when he holds it, and it automatically turns all of the weapons to legendary. That will cost you 500 bars, but you have to do that 3 times, so to have 3 different weapons. You have to scan the Marigold for recording devices 1 time. You have to complete a thorough investigation of Brutus before confronting him. This one doesn't really have any XP because it counts as like a punch card type of system, but it does kind of just complete this one down here, which gives you a 10,000 XP just for confronting Brutus. We have Jules versus the Golden Touch, where you have to damage opponents while under the effect of the river Styx. You have to do a total of 300 damage to complete that, which is the green water, right? Whenever you have the skeletons behind you, or the skulls, I guess you would call it, that's when you actually have this effect under yourself, and you can kind of run around the whole entire map as long as you don't don't use all 3 of the skulls, you still will have this challenge progressing. You have to hit structures at Grim Gate to collect a jar of essence. This will be a random drop similar to the actual mosaic pieces from last season. You have to deliver the jar of essence to Jules. You have to mod weapons 3 times. You can do that in one of the mod bunkers. And then you have to eliminate 5 players with fully modded weapons, meaning every single slot has a mod applied to it. For the Myth of Midas, we have to deal 750 damage to players with Midas's drum gun or normal drum guns. You have to place top 50 without consuming any healing items 1 time. You have to eliminate an opponent within 10 seconds of actually picking up bars from the ground. And then you have to consume a banana of the gods, which means that the golden banana item that I had previously leaked will be coming to the game with the Midas event, as well as the golden chickens and everything else. For those who don't know what the golden banana does, it gives you 25 health, it gives you 1.4 times sprint speed, your sprint will drain 40% slower, it gives you fall damage immunity, and full sprint when consumed similar to a slap effect, and it lasts for 25 seconds and 530 milliseconds. Don't know why you need the extra 530 milliseconds, but it is kind of in there, so I thought I would mention it. But it is interesting to see how we're also going to get this added to the game with the update, which also confirms that v29.01 is set to release on the 19th, because something like the Banana of the Gods is currently unfinished in our current files. For the Great Marigold Yacht Heist, you have to blow up a fuel pump for 10,000 XP, you have to catch a golden chicken for 10,000 XP, you have to honk a car horn within 10 meters of an enemy player for 10,000, you have to travel 1,000 meters while flying with the Wings of Icarus for another 10,000 XP, and then finally, you have to complete a train heist or claim the floating island capture point for another 10,000 XP, and all of these quests have a lot of lore to it, right? Such as, you know, Jules mentioning that Midas is her dad, just tons and tons of stuff kind of going on here, Marigold kind of talking about, you know, like, you as the player being like, show me what you can do, demonstrate your skills, all the type of stuff, but there's a lot of lore that you could have paused the video to kind of read through there. For the next part, we have Midas Presents Floor is Lava, which has some interesting challenges, such as build 25 structures directly over lava for 10,000, use a harpoon gun to pull a player into lava for 10,000, eliminate players before even touching lava, eliminate 10 players for 10,000 XP, use 10 crash pads or balloons. Now keep in mind, this is the crash pad juniors, not the actual big old versions we've had before. You have to survive 10 storm circles, do 750 damage with snipers or DMRs, use 3 bandages or small shields, visit 5 named locations, collect 50 legendary or mythic items, which is going to be pretty easy to actually do during this whole entire event, because you can quite literally upgrade your weapons to legendary anyways, destroy 30 player built structures, and legendary mythic items do spawn a lot more commonly in that Midas Presents LTM, so keep that in mind, right? If you really want to complete this challenge and it only tracks in Midas Presents, it's going to be super simple, but if it tracks over all modes, still just play the Floor is Lava, right? It's going to be super easy to do it there. Hit a player with an SMG and assault rifle and a shotgun and in a single match. Now, it doesn't have to be one player like one of the actual accolades this season is. You just have to use an SMG and assault rifle and a shotgun, and you have to at least hit a different player each time, or the same player with all of them, in order to complete that. Collect 3 Olympian powers in different matches. Now, it doesn't mean collect 3 in 3 matches. It literally means collect one of the actual medallions or powers, you know, the aspects, in 3 different matches. Restore 250 health or gain shields. Gain elevation of 1,500, meaning just to go upwards, right? The higher you go, the more it actually progresses there. You have to hit 5 airborne players, which will most likely be easy because of the balloons and crash pads in the mode. You have to land in water and reach top 25 players remaining. You have to deal 5,000 damage with the Thunderbolt of Zeus, travel 1,000 distance in the air after landing from the battle bus, and outlast 100 players. Now, overall, you get a ton of XP. There's going to be new LTMs, and there's going to be new weapons, new mechanics and stuff, or old mechanics returning, and all the type of stuff enabled in the game for you to have the most fun humanly possible with this LTM. So I'll see you guys on the 19th when we get a downtime update. I'll let you guys know if there's any new cosmetics or skins that get decrypted or, you know, released, but most likely this downtime update is just going to be focused on adding the final touches here for things such as, you know, the golden actual banana that you'll be able to use in this quest line wherever that quest was. Yeah, it was right here. Consume a banana of the gods. So I hope you champs and champions enjoyed today's video. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't like it, and peace out.